So to get the panels back on, you can always go back to your workspace options and go Reset Essentials. And so what the book was saying that I really recommend is before you do any editing to your image, always go File, Save As, and save it as something else. So I'm going to call it Eagle Edited, and then put it on your desktop because it's easy to find. Save it there. Oh yes, and remember, when you get this dialog box for JPEG options, always keep it on maximum because you don't want to decrease your file every time. So keep it on maximum so that it's not degrading every time you save it. Hit OK. Now the book wanted us to crop the image. So in the first set of tools, remember how I was saying that the toolbar is separated into segments, into groups. The first has to do with making selections of your image, and so that's what we're going to be working with for this first lesson. And so if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth tool is the crop tool. And the shortcut, if you hover over it, it says crop tool with like a C in parentheses. So C is the shortcut. You can press C on your keyboard to grab it if you don't feel like actually moving your mouse over and clicking it. Shortcuts are really nice. And what happens is you get these crop lines around your image. And the book recommends just, first of all, you can adjust it freeform, like with your mouse, but then what happens is you lose the proportions of the original image. And so the book suggested that you should probably keep those. So if you hold Shift down, now it keeps the same proportions of like width to height. No matter how much you resize it, it's always going to be the same proportionally. And here's where the rule of thirds comes in. I'm not exactly sure which Photoshop introduced the rule of thirds lines in the crop options. So if you go up to your menu options right here for your crop tool, there's different choices. There's grid, diagonal, triangle, golden ratio. Interesting. Golden spiral. You can see there's a little spiral line. It's really faint. But let's keep it at rule of thirds for now. And what is important to take into consideration is that the rule of thirds is where your eye naturally tends to go. Studies show that people tend to focus on the intersecting points of the three lines, or no, it's not three lines, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 lines where they intersect. That divides the picture into thirds. And so the book was saying they want you to drag your crop tool, let's see, so that your eagle's face is like at one of the intersecting points. Oops. Hold Shift, just adjust it like so, and there we go. Oh, wait, still too big, so I'm going to hold Shift and decrease the size so that my crop area is within the entire picture, and then move it so that the face of the eagle is like right where two lines intersect. And then when you're done, hit Enter, and then your image is cropped. If you don't like it, you can always go Edit, Undo Crop, and the other option, which I like, is the shortcut, Control Z. And if you just hit Control Z again and again, it goes back and forth. Back and forth. Anytime you make too many mistakes, like one too many, you're going to have to go to the history panel, but that's for another lesson. I don't want to get into that right now. So basically that's how you crop your image.